What's up, you guys? This is HJ here, and in today's episode, I'm going to be going over some ways that AI can help you in your next podcast episode. Now, in today's episode, I'm going to start with the writing process, particularly first, because AI is a great tool for correcting grammar and spelling errors and for coming up with podcast ideas. Granted, you will have to fact check and do your own research with writing and with the script writing assistant from AI, but that's with any AI because sometimes AI can give you errors in the information that it gives, so it's always a good idea to make sure that you check your sources when using AI to assist in writing what you need written. But it's always okay to use it, and it's not something that is genuinely frowned upon. The only thing that's really frowned upon is when you use it for like art, for example, or when you use it to completely write it and then not put in your own words or not make it genuine, which I'll talk about that in just a second. Now, as long as you put it in your own words and make it genuine, it's genuinely okay. The best part about AI for script writing is that you are able to fine-tune the results with most chatbots like GPT and Copilot to the type of podcast topic you want and the direction you want that episode to go. AI is a great tool for getting started with formatting and timestamps. In some cases, AI can also transcribe your episode for you if the AI you're using has that feature. And this goes back to what I said earlier, but do your own research and make it genuine. AI can have negative drawbacks when it comes back to inaccurate information and or errors that can lead to problems down the line. So before you hit record, it's always a good idea to double check what was written. And also be sure to check your platform's AI policy, because if you plan to generate your episodes or your videos using AI, some platforms will not allow you to do that, specifically Spotify. I've noticed that a lot of people who use Spotify for AI music and stuff like that, in some cases can have their account terminated because those forms of generations can actually infringe on content creators' rights and other artists' rights. And so some platforms will actually block you from doing that, but not every platform does. So like I said, make sure you check the terms of service to see what is allowed and what isn't. Now, as far as audio enhancement and editing is concerned, the other benefit to having AI is the audio enhancement, clipping, and editing of episodes and or art. And I'll get to that art part in just a second because like I said before, art is kind of a little bit of a up in the air kind of situation. The biggest benefit of AI for voice and art and for enhancement is that you can use it to make your voice sound better when you can. And that depends on the platform, it depends on the app you're using, but many platforms like Adobe Podcast Audio Suite and Riverside FM, the site that I'm using to edit this episode right now, actually does have noise reduction, noise enhancement features, and even some well-known companies like NVIDIA have their own NVIDIA broadcast suite that is actually using AI to process and cancel out background noise, for example. And AMD has their own as well. Now for art, this is for my artists out there. Be careful to make sure that you're only using AI to help edit the art. You really shouldn't try to generate the art because this can sometimes steal from artists, and even if it's not copyright, you can sometimes mistakenly infringe on an artist's genuine copyright rights that they have as a creator to that art piece. So make sure you use it with enough caution, because using AI for art is always finicky. And my last tip is, if you're not sure about the art, don't use it for art at all. It's better to be safe than sorry. And then this is my last thing with the audio clipping, because I did mention you can clip episodes and have shorts generated for it. So sites like Riverside FM and some other podcast sites, they actually have where you can magic clip or generate clips from individual sources of video and audio. And what this does is it segments it into different portions, so you can go in and pull maybe like 60 seconds or 90 seconds or 30 seconds for your audio or video for like TikTok or Instagram Reels or X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, or even Facebook posts for that matter, and trim it down so that you can give your audience previews of what you want them to hear or see to entice them to listen to your show. And this is really helpful for short form content. Now, I'm not saying generate your voice with AI and whatnot, it should still be natural, but you're more likely to get away with doing stuff like this for shorts and reels, because genuinely those are usually used for advertising and previews more so than anything else. At least in my experience, they have been. And I would say that if you're going to do those shorts, make sure you edit yourself a bit for quality and make sure you add some captions or some nice graphics to it, but you should generally be good to go. Anyhow, that does it for me. Have an AI feature or tool that I missed in this short little episode guide to give you guys somewhere to start using AI for your episodes or YouTube videos, and please send it to me via the comments on Spotify or DM me your thoughts on X, or leave me a comment on YouTube, as this episode will go out on YouTube as well. And as always, thanks for listening.